shorty a little baddie. She my little boo thing.
So today I'm going to be customizing this pair of jeans I got for free through Facebook. I put an ad up asking for people to donate any old clothes or materials they weren't using, and I received that in one of the bags. To start off with, I'm just going to draw a general design of what I'd like the jeans to look like. I'm going to add 3 patches down each leg and maybe add some bleach lines to add another element to it. I'm just making some notes as well of what I want to do with the jeans, just so when I'm making them I can look at it and have something to go off. As you can see, this is the close-up design. It's not too detailed, but it doesn't need to be. That tells me everything I need to know about designing these pair of jeans. I'm going to start by doing the patches on the jeans. All you got to do is pinch up the material like I have, make some slits across them, and in between the 2 slits is where the patches are going to be. You'll see how I do that in the next couple clips, but try and cut the slits as straight as you can, otherwise the white threads will all just come out all snapped and they won't stay across the jeans like you want them to. For doing the knees, it's best to put them on because you can line up where you want them, as I did there, just using a Sharpie, putting some dots across. I would cut above the dots though, so they don't come out in your final design, because Sharpie is permanent. As you can see, I'm just pulling out some of the bottom white threads to prepare to pull them through, to pull the other threads through. You see I've cut through the middle of one of the patches. This makes it easier so you're not pulling the threads through such a large area and they actually come through instead of just fraying. This is quite a long process. Each patch took me about half an hour each, so about 3 hours it took me just pulling out threads. I think it's worth doing it this way. I'm not sure of any other way to do this any quicker. I don't think there is, but I think it's worth the time putting into it because it comes out and gives a very good result at the end. I think I've got a good result out of the patches. I managed to keep a lot of the threads in, so I think they'll turn out quite nice in the end. For the denim underneath the patches, I've decided to use this pair of jeans. They're 36 waist, 31 leg. So they're very hard for me to turn into anything that I'd be able to wear. So I decided I'd use these as the material I'm going to use for under the patches. As you can see, I'm just cutting out 2 squares of denim from both sides of the leg to use behind the patches. It's easier just to do it this way and cut out a big section so you've got more material than you'd need. So now I've cut it out, all I'm doing is lining it up with the holes I've already made in the jeans to create the patches for underneath. I'm making sure there's a little bit of excess top and bottom so I've got room to sew them on and pin them on. You could do this with a bit of tape and properly measure it out, but I find it easier just to do it this way. There's no need to tape measure it when you can just do it like this. I think this arguably gets a better result as well because you get a more accurate fit. So all I'm just doing is just repeating the process, as you can see, for both sides of the leg and all the holes on the jeans. I'm going to use this thread because, as you can see, it's pretty much invisible against the jeans, so once I've sewn them on you won't even be able to tell they've been sewn on. All I'm doing now is pinning on the patches that I've made for the jeans. By doing this, they won't move for when it comes to sewing it. It makes the whole process so much easier and it's very easy to do. As you can see, I've pinned all the way around it. I've got a lot of excess top and bottom to sew the patches on. So I've gone over to the sewing machine. I've just gone straight up and down each side, making sure there's no baggage of material under any of the jeans, because if there's bagging material, the jeans could get sewn together. You could have the front and the back sewn together, and obviously you won't be able to wear them, and it's very hard to undo that mistake once you've done it, because you can lead to putting holes in the back side of the jeans or ruining your stitching you've just done. Now all you've got to do is turn the jeans inside out, cut off all the little threads from the sewing machine, and what I do, I fold the back sides of the denim, as you can see, so you get a nice flush cut and the patches are near enough invisible. All you got to do now, once you've turned the jeans back in the right way round, just repeat the process for every single square, just pin them on all the way around, making sure you got excess top and bottom, and then heading over to the sewing machine and just sewing each side onto the jeans. And then once again, just repeating the process at the end, removing the pins, turning them inside out, cutting off all the little threads, cutting off all the excess denim around the patches, as you can see I'm doing there. And now we have 2 out of the 6 patches complete. So I completed all 6 patches, just sewing them all on. As you can see, you can't see that the thread's there, you can just see a general outline, but once they're washed you won't even be able to tell that it's there. All I'm doing now is bleaching the jeans. I put some bleach in a little plastic cup, got a paintbrush. Make sure to use a paintbrush that you don't like or that aren't expensive, because your paintbrush will just dissolve in the bleach like mine does. As you can see, all I'm doing is putting them lines across the jeans, as I was saying about in my general design. I went a bit off the design, as you can see. I started putting in some random other lines just at the top, just to add something else to the jeans. I kept going, just adding more bleach to them, going over some of the lines I'd already made to make sure that they come out quite white. As you can see, I've just continued down the bottom of the jeans, doing kind of the same pattern, just doing random lines just to add more design to the jeans and make it look a little less blocky. All I'm doing now is repeating the same process to the back of the jeans, just making random lines with the bleach. And again, don't use a paintbrush that you like or expensive paintbrushes, because they will just dissolve in the bleach. I've only bleached 2 pairs of jeans, and the paintbrush I'm using in this clip has no brushes left on it. As you can see, this is what they look like before they've been washed. Since they haven't been through the wash yet, the lines aren't really noticeable, but once they have been, they'll be really prominent and clear. So I decided to add one more thing to the jeans. At the back, I decided to put another pocket underneath the pocket that is already on the jeans. All you got to do is remove the pocket off another jeans. I'm using the same jeans that I used to cut off the big patches, the 36 waist ones. I'm just using a thread picker and picking off all the jeans. As you can see, I've measured my waist material that I'm going to use to put a patch underneath, and I've cut out the square I want. I've pinned it on top and bottom, just so when it comes to sewing, it will be very easy to do, as neither bits of material will move from each other. So all I've done now is I've gone over to the sewing machine, I've started putting on the patch, sewing each side so the patch will not come off the jeans. Here I am now, just going down the short side as I'm about to finish doing the back pocket. I've taken off all the pins and just cut the excess material off it like I did for the other patches, just cutting any little threads and any little bits of fabric or anything that I don't want on there. I decided to write my brand name on it. Underrated. I just used a Sharpie, did it finely to begin with, and then went back over it to make it a lot more bolder so you can read it from further away. Now all I'm doing is pinning the pocket onto the back of the jeans, just below where the other pocket is. I did it a bit more in the center of this one, so you've got plenty of room for when you go through with a sewing machine to go down each line, because you don't want pins getting in the way, because they could potentially ruin the lines. As well, you got to get as tight as possible as you physically can to the corner of the pocket. I managed to finish it quite well. You wouldn't be able to tell that it's been sewn on where it's so tight to the edge of the jean. This does take some time and practice. I've probably put on about 4 or 5 different pockets, and now I can do it perfectly and get it on dead accurate. Here they are before the wash once again, and now after they've been washed, you see the bleach lines are a lot more prominent now. You can see the pocket on. I think they've come out quite well, to be honest. Here's a little comparison before and after. I think the jeans have come out very nicely. I've added quite a lot of detail to them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. There's going to be more jean custom videos, more custom videos in general, Depop related videos, and loads more coming soon. So like and subscribe for more videos in the future.